Hi guys, welcome back to my Exvius guide. Now I'm gonna review Setzer. Let's take a look at his stats first. Like you can see, his attack stats is not bad, but it is not high either. He will get a total of 70% attack boost if you equip throwing weapon, which is very nice because it is on par with other 4 stars base attackers such as Chizuru and Mercedes. He also get MP and Spirit plus 20%, so it is a nice addition, but I don't think they are useful stats for him. MP is useful because you need to use MP to use his dice skill, but Spirit, I don't think it is important. Okay, so he has 10% evasion chance against physical attack, which is nice addition to his passive, but I don't think 10% is useful. However, he has a dangerous passive that is chivalry, so he has 5% chance to protect girl. However, because he is not a tanker, this skill may backstab you. He may die from protecting someone you don't need to protect. So yep, this skill is really disaster for anyone who have this, okay? Because yep, sometimes it happens when you don't want it to happen. That's enough about his passive. Let's take a look at his good skill. The first is Curse Card. This is one of his best skill, okay? This will make him into MVP on the arena battle because it can inflict all ailments on all targets. It's also affected by dual wield, so this means you have double chance to inflict ailments to the enemies. And if by any means the ailments are missed, then you still do nice amount of damage. The second skill is Prismatic Flash. If the enemies are resist against all ailments or you simply want to finish them quickly, then simply use this one instead of Cursed Card. It has same damage multiplier, but it has 7 hits, which make this skill easy to chain and have higher damage potential than Cursed Card. So it is all up to you to choose which skill that you want to use. The next one is Double Dice. This is his trademark skill. You will deal this damage no matter how strong the enemy defense. This could be a nice thing when you fight the enemy with very high defense or certain resistance. The important thing about this skill is it is affected by dual wield. And since it doesn't depend on your attack, then it is okay to equip second knife from the past Easter event. So make sure you craft that second knife for him. The other important thing is, even though this skill deals fixed damage, the damage is still boosted by passive killer's ability and chain effect. This makes he is an ideal for chain finisher, and for Esper he is quite flexible. Simply choose the Esper that have a killer passive against the enemy that you fight. So for the example, if you meet the dragon type enemy, then you can equip him with Odin for dragon killer. This will multiply his double dice damage. The downside is it only has 40% chance to deal descent damage, so the descent damage are only 55,000 or 77,000, okay? But since you use dual wield or second knife, then I can say 40% is quite nice. The next skill is Red Card. If you think 40% chance is too small, he also has a great normal skill. His Red Card deals 3.2 physical damage, which is nice. It is same as Barrage, but it has 10 hits, which make it quite good for chaining your attack. However, the animation of this skill is very fast, so it may be quite tricky, so it is very hard to chain this attack. However, you can chain him easily with another Setzer, because Setzer is only 4 stars, then it means it is quite easy to get to Setzer, okay? So you can chain them together. Also, if you have Yun, I believe you can chain it with his Raging Bird. From my observation, it seems that Red Card has the same frame time as Raging Bird, so you can easily chain him with Yun. The next one is Gamble Attack. His Gamble Attack is also nice. It is like Barrage with a twist. So you have a chance to attack the enemy up to 7 times. Its attack deal 1.2, which means it can reach 8.4 damage to the enemy. If you equip him with dual wield, then it is even crazier. I think those are all his good skills. Let's take a look on not so good skills now. The first one is dice, okay? So many of you may not agree with me, but basically this only have 20% chance to deal nice damage. You also have double dice, so just forget this one after you get double dice. Okay, so the MP cost is, yeah, less than double dice, but it is not worth, okay? The next skill is Joker's Death. So you probably know what I'm gonna say about this type of skill. The first is the chance is only 30%, and most enemies are resist against this type of instant death, okay? So don't bother with this one. The next not so good skills is Slot. 3 skills which can be triggered by this one can be casted manually. So your only hope is Mega Flare, but it deals only a little bit higher damage than Red Card. So I don't think you should bother with this skill. The next one is Gamble Fall. His Gamble Fall is not that good too. You cannot choose which stats you want to reduce. Sure, the effect is nice, 40%, but remember it only affects one stat at a time. I prefer to use Full Break instead of this one. This one also not affected by dual wield, so you can only reduce 1 stats per turn. So in my opinion, it is not a good skill. His Limit Burst is actually very good because it deals high damage, but like other dual wielder character, their normal skill will exceed the damage of their Limit Burst. However, it is still nice to have this. With 50% ignore defense, it means you will deal double damage. Now let's talk about his Thrustmaster reward. Take this info with a grain of salt because I never tried it in the first place. So make sure you check the video description later. I will put the fact about Thrustmaster reward on the description once I learn more about it. And if you know about it, you have tried the weapon, then please leave the comment. First of all, from what I know, you cannot use dual wield because it is two-handed. So it is treated like bow. If this is true, then it means your double dice will be only triggered once. Second, I'm not sure about the additional effect. Is it additional normal damage or it is multiplication of your skill damage? If it is multiplication of your skill damage, then it is insane because it means that it has chance to multiply those 77,000 damage from double dice. But if it is only additional normal damage, then I don't think it is worth to use because your attack stats is not that high because this weapon only has 1 attack and you cannot use dual wield if my theory is correct, okay? So I don't think that 1.2 up to 7.4, if I'm not mistaken, is worth to be sacrificed, okay? Unless it multiply your double dice damage. If you know how this works, then please leave a comment. Again, take this info with a grain of salt, okay? I haven't tried this weapon. Actually, this is more like question to you instead of my tips for you. Now let's talk about his equipment. You want to increase his survivability because his double dice damage doesn't depend on his attack. So simply boost his survivability. No need to pay attention about his attack. Make sure you equip throwing weapon to get that 50% attack bonus. I'm not sure about the hardcore build because this character is unique. I put chainer build or on normal. I put chainer build to deal normal damage on the screen. So you use 2 Rising Sun as his main weapon. So this build gives you flexibility to use any skill. If you want to use double dice, you have dual wield, which will make you cast it twice. But if you want to use red card or other skill, you will still deal high damage because of high attack from Rising Sun. But if throwing dice multiply the damage of your skill, then I believe it is better to give him throwing dice to improve your double dice damage. Imagine that you multiply that 77,000 damage and you put it on the last hit from your chain. That will deal very insane damage. Also aim for killer abilities, okay? Because it improves your double dice damage too. So I usually suggest you to put attack plus ability, but for Setzer, I think it is better for you to give killer ability, okay, such as machine killer from Edgar and other killer, okay, because it will improve your double dice damage. So okay, my conclusion for him. He is probably one of the most unique character in this game. Very unique skill and have a wide range of other useful skill. I think he is one of the best attacker in this game from the 4 stars hero category. So I give him 10 out of 10. Let's pray you get 77777. So yeah, that's all my review for Setzer. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Brave Exvius guide. Bye bye guys.